Howdy, all Movex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Although, I almost died like 20 times just in the last couple of minutes. This is horrible down in here. Look at, I'm infected. I got a broken knee. I don't even know what the other thing is. I got bruises and breaks, and yeah, I'm putting down that bed. That's right. It's awful down in here with the feral attacking me and the whole swarm of vultures. I was, you know how I play at night. I usually speed up the time so I can get through the night, so I can get to the next day. I mean, when I'm playing by myself, it's different, or if I'm playing with a group, it's different. But to record, oh no, why are you not on your gun? You know, it's hard to see at night, so I try to keep it in the daytimes. But yeah, it's awful. Six hit points now. Whew. So, let's see. I got a couple things to talk about today. One of them is, I hope you're not shocked, but D&D. Oh yeah, because we did play D&D last night. But let's start with, I got my PlayStation 5 today. It's alright. It's a PlayStation. I haven't really seen too much new with it. A couple of cool things, though. There are some cool things, I guess, that are kind of new with it, and that one of them is it is pulling all the data. Oh, I just dropped dead. Wow, he must have cut me. Cut me, Mick. Dang vultures. Alright, well, I guess we get to take a walk back to my bike then. So, yeah. So I got my PlayStation today. I got it all set up. One of the cool things, as I was saying before, a vulture shot me with laser beams from the sky. I don't know what happened there. I just keeled over dead while I was trying to aim in and fight that other vulture. It is copying my games and my saves over my network from my PlayStation 4 to my PlayStation 5. So all those games I had downloaded on my PlayStation 4, I'm pretty sure are being copied over. I'd like to think I didn't have 330 gigabytes worth of saved games on my PlayStation 4, so I have to assume it's copying the game data over, which is pretty awesome. Uh, uh, Especially with my poor internets. Re-downloading some of those games would just mean that I stop playing them at this point. I mean, I'm not barely playing them anyways, and I mean, let's face it, I'm not really. Well, you know, I was thinking it might be a little better with the PlayStation 5, because one of the things that happens with the PlayStation 4 is that I have to plug my controller in to charge it, and so I never seem to have the controller. But with the PlayStation 5, I could have done this to my PlayStation 4, but I got a controller charger, and so my pair of controllers is just right here next to me charging at the moment. I haven't tried out. I got the headset. I haven't tried that out yet. Controller is I definitely had some pinky cramping. So that is a thing, but it's not too bad. It was just a little bit right at the beginning when I first started playing on it. But it The vibration is weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if the vibration is supposed to be more prevalent, I guess. They're trying to use it more. I don't know that it's actually that much different than the PlayStation 4, to be honest. Um, Maybe they have more motors, and so they have more range of vibration, but it's not crazy like they were acting like it was going to be. The triggers do seem to have feedback in them now, which is interesting. They didn't have feedback before, so that is different. Like it pushes and vibrates against your fingers. I don't know. I can't imagine that the engineering that has gone into that will last very long. Uh, so let's just hope it doesn't ruin the controllers quickly as people are mashing against feedback. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a cool idea. I do like it. I just don't think that it's necessarily a viable in the long run idea. Um, but no, it's cool. Uh, some of the things are different. Oh, I gotta find that list. I'll tell you what was really cool. One thing was disappointing. I mean, it's not totally out of the woods yet. I haven't submitted a trouble ticket, but they did send me a card in the box that said, "Thank you for purchasing a PlayStation 5. Here's a free gift." And then the code doesn't work, so it's inactive. So I don't know. I don't know if I gotta wait for a certain time for it to become active, or it's different than if it was an incorrect code. So I don't know exactly what that was supposed to be. So I'm a little disappointed that didn't work. But I mean, it was an extra thing I wasn't expecting to get, so it doesn't bother me so much. But they do have, because I'm a PlayStation Plus subscriber, and not PlayStation Now, not their subscription service, but the PlayStation Plus that lets you play multiplayer games, like Xbox Live kind of thing. Um, there's a whole bunch of free games. Well, I guess it's not. Listen, dude, I punched at him and nothing happened. I'm gonna die again. Yeah, it's broken, I know. Oh, look, that guy's dead. Hey, lady, you wanna get punched? You do? Alright. Well, I punched you. So, let's see. The most recent Ratchet and Clank, not the new one that's about to come out, but the PlayStation 4 ones. These are PlayStation 4 games. Ratchet and Clank, The Last of Us Remastered, Bloodborne, Until Dawn, Infamous Second Son, Batman Arkham Knights, Uncharted 4, Detroit Being Human, Days Gone, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, The Last Guardian, Battlefield 1, Persona 5, Resident Evil, Biohazard, which I believe is Resident Evil. I don't know if it's the first one remastered or if it's like is Resident Evil 7 called Biohazard or 8 called Biohazard? I don't know. Anyways, it's a Resident Evil game. Monster Hunter, Final Fantasy 15, Fallout 4, Mortal Kombat 10, the newest God of War game. Not the one that's going to come out, but the one for the PlayStation 4 again, and the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. So those are all things I can add to my library for free. I mean, I own a bunch of those already, but I thought that was cool. That was a nice add-on. Um, I haven't tried out the controller yet, the media controller. They did send me yesterday the adapter so that I can use my PlayStation VR stuff. It has to have a camera adapter because the cameras are different. So, man, I really wanted to go south. Keep going south. I also didn't want to be in this desert. I really am hating these things. Don't hit me. Oh, you're a long way away. Don't hit me. Okay, now you can hit me. I mean, I don't want to be hit. Those are all big swings trying to knock him down. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It fits just under my TV. So I got lucky there. I was worried that it wasn't gonna fit, and I wasn't sure where I was gonna put it because it's pretty tall. It's like I have them on their sides, vertical configuration, I guess, and my PlayStation 4 is 4 or 5 inches shorter. So it is quite a bit taller. This is the weirdest thing to me was while setting it up, it asked if I had a game I wanted to install and to insert the disc now. Now I put this in the vertical configuration, and so I never had it horizontal and I never had it on, and so I put the disc in with the data side of the disc toward the console. And when I got to the point where I could see my library, it said that my disc was unreadable or dirty or damaged. And so I pulled it out and I looked at it, or it was in the wrong way. Those were the options it gave me. And so I pulled it out and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, this looks nice and shiny. So I put it in the other way, and so it must... I don't know. I didn't even look at a picture of it because they've all been on their side, or on the vertical configuration. Horizontal configuration, I'm wondering if that disc isn't on the bottom. All PlayStations, they're on the top, and I don't know. If this one's on the top, either way, the disc goes toward the outside instead of the inside, which screams upside down to me. What does Eric have? What do you got in here, Eric? What you got in here, Eric? Okay, I don't know what just happened there. That was weird. Kind of slid to the side. Threw me off. Oh, that's just the actual mod. Oh, okay. No, what are you doing? Just show me my character. Maybe we can put some extra pockets on my pants. Put some extra pockets on my pants. So, so yeah, is it worth it to me yet? No. No. It is cool. I guess I've got a 4K Blu-ray Blu-ray player now, which I didn't have before. I'm not sure if I got any 4K Blu-rays. I'm sure I must have a couple. And I don't think I've ever had anything hooked up to my television that does 4K, and I have a 4K television, so that could be cool, I guess. Honestly, it didn't look all that different to me. Graphics on the Spider-Man game are nice, but it's still just the Spider-Man game. Don't take that in. I don't like the Spider-Man game. Take that in. It's exactly like the other Spider-Man games so far, except he's got slightly different powers. But it mostly seems to play the same way, which is good. Which is good. It's just that it's a Spider-Man game. It wasn't nothing new. I mean, I kind of know what to expect from Spider-Man, right? He swings on a web and he punches bad guys, and sometimes you wrap the bad guys up in webbing. And Rhino was there for a hot second, so I fought some guys that were somehow able to digitize in their weapons. I thought that was a little weird, but you know, it's cool. I did buy Godfall, but it's not going to be here till tomorrow. So I'll have to wait till tomorrow to try that one out. Bug Snacks is downloading right now. That was the PlayStation Plus free PlayStation 5 game of the month. The Sackboy game, which I also got for free, I haven't gotten the code for yet. That's supposed to be next sometime here in a little bit. But yeah, I like it. I really like that it's downloading the information from my PlayStation 4 to it, so that I don't have to re-download all those games. It's such a tiny thing, but it makes it better for me, you know? And that's nice. So we did play D&D last night, and it went alright. We didn't really do much. We went to the 7th floor, because 2 weeks ago, our last session, we completed the 6th floor and made it to level 10. And so now we're looking around level 7. And level 7 is like a bunch of caves, and there's a castle in the middle. And so we quit last night at the castle entrance. I called it last night. I usually I don't pay attention to what time it is until one of them says they gotta go. But last night I was like, the other guy's got to leave here in like 15 minutes. I don't think I want to go into the castle, and then like look at one room and then have him go. I'd rather, be able to explore a bit more before the session ends. So we just ended early last night. The only thing irritating is so we run into the stone giant. I don't know anything about stone giants. I don't know if I've ever run into a stone giant before, but our DM describes it as a giant, whatever, and that's nothing on that. But then he has us roll checks to see if we know anything about stone giants. And so during his description, based off of our rolls, and I'm perfectly fine with the rolls he had us make to see if we know about stone giants, I would have guessed that we probably didn't know anything about stone giants. So I wasn't expecting to know anything about them. Uh, but I'm perfectly fine with using a check to see, unless your character has a reason for knowing about something in the game, then I feel like you should treat an encounter as if you've never seen the thing before. Like, sure, you might know about giants, um, but I mean, giants are a given, but the specifics of a specific kind of giant that you wouldn't have had any reason to come across before is different. Like, if you've seen a hill giant, which is standard giant, like fee fi fo fum kind of giant, you wouldn't know about what a frost giant, right? Big giant made out of ice kind of thing, right? I mean, they're both giants, but they're so different that I wouldn't expect to have seen a hill giant and then know everything about a frost giant. So it's a good thing to check, roll a check to see. Maybe you've heard stories, maybe you have rumors. Um, One of the things that I would think would be cool is if you roll a check and you roll too low, uh, and is maybe give them false information that they think they know about giants. That could be interesting. Uh, our DM though is like an all or nothing kind of guy. You either know about him or you don't. Um, and so the thing is though is that like my one character is a bard, right? So he knows stories, and so I totally see him having heard some things about stone giants, probably, maybe, but maybe having that information wrong. And we didn't do that though. We just he told us what he told us giants were passive, and then the thing is that these giants are under a effect of a spell. And that effect somehow got mutated in his mind to something totally different than what it says. And what it says is they don't remember anything for longer than 8 hours. So they know what they knew 8 hours ago forward. I mean, they know who they are, they know how to do things, but they don't have any short term memory. 8 hours and that's it. It's gone. I guess they have their short-term memory. Their short-term memory doesn't download into their long-term memory. So they have 8 hours of short-term memory, and that's it. Somehow that turned into they didn't know anything, and refused to treat us like people, even though it says that they're neutral and would only react to being attacked. Otherwise, they would just act curiously. And so instead of acting curious, they attacked us. Straight up attacked us. The first guy we came to, we tried to talk to him. He didn't speak giant. We didn't speak giant. He didn't speak common, and he swung his club at our rogue because the DM decided that he should try to smash the rogue, because it does say in the book that he's supposed to pretend that we're vermin. Like, he thinks we're some kind of vermin. He's never seen small people before, it says. Which is fine, but he can see, and we clearly were miming things. And but then the rogue guy, he's like, I'm just gonna tell him, yeah, we're gonna go on our way now, stupid giant. you're not treating us well. Just holding up my hands, and slowly moving away. You're not treating us well because you're too stupid to understand our language, with a big smile on my face. And so then the DM rolls an intuition check, he called it. And even though the giant doesn't speak common, he somehow understood the gist of the words that were being used and became angry. And so he decided to attack us because we are not allowed to have a conversation with a creature in a dungeon or a ruins or a tower that doesn't end in us fighting. I mean, yes, our rogue was saying mean things about the giant, but it's like talking to your dog, right? Who's a dumb dog? Who's a dumb dog for getting in the trash? You're the dumb dog. And your dog is just like, ooh, he's talking nice to me. Wag, 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 wag. So it was one of those situations, right? And but somehow he intuited the meaning of the words that he can't understand. Clearly doesn't know what a small, normal-sized creature is. Never heard common before, but got the gist of the words, and it made him angry. That's what our DM said. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, so we killed one of those guys and some bears. And we were trying not to fight them because we were told they were passive. But they clearly keep trying to kill us. And all we did, the only thing that we did before we had to kill one of them, I mean, they were throwing boulders at us, all sorts of stuff. The only thing that happened was I said, ooh, potato plant. Give me those potatoes. Yes. Are there any more? Yes. Potato plant. That is like a rare thing right there to find a potato field like that. It might not be, but I never noticed them. So, but I asked, no, I said that when he tries to swing at the rogue, I wanted my warrior to try and catch it because it's huge, right? It's like a tree limb, so or a tree trunk, not a tree limb. Tree limb is not huge. I mean, it could be huge, but if I say a tree limb, you're not thinking as big around as I can hold my arms, And so we rolled checks to see if I could stop it, and I rolled a 26 for my athletics check, and the giant rolled a 22. So I was clearly much stronger than the giant at that moment. And and the DM makes this comment. Well, I mean, even though he's got a plus 12, I guess you managed to stop it since he only rolled a 22. And I'm like, dude, I got a plus 10. He isn't that much more. And I've got a belt of hill giant strength on. So I'm already walking around with giant strength anyways. I don't know why you gotta make those snide comments all the time. Yeah, so I took away his club and I just threw it away. I didn't like beat him or attack him or anything. Just grabbed his club, yanked it out of his hands, shook my head no, and threw it over my shoulder into the room that we were standing next to. That's it. That's all we did. And that started us into full-on war with stone giants, who he told us were passives. So, yeah. That was the only thing that was really irritating to me last night. It wasn't even that irritating. I expected it at this point, right? And then the last thing I want to talk about real quick before we end here is that I will be running a D&D game for my Wednesday night group. I decided I bit the bullet. I said it out loud. I asked them if they would be okay with that. In fact, not only did I say that, I said jokingly after our DM said that would be great. I said, well, if you run 1 week and I run the next week, then we got to get the other guy to run a third week. And so then we each just run a game, trading off. So you get a 2-week break in between each session that you have to run, which I know will unbelievably spread out these games. But I'm like, I need a break from Dungeon of the Mad Mage. It's just, he's like, no, I can see that. And so then the other guy also agreed that he will be running a game. So that's cool. And so we'll be having 3 different D&D games that we participate. I mean, it's all the same guys. Yep. I found a campaign that runs from 1 to 20 that seemed interesting, called The Demon Plague. I don't know if it'll be interesting too much. I've partially read through the first section, and what I read is really complex and seems like it could be cool. I'm not sure how you're supposed to only get 4 levels out of what I read, but it was a lot of stuff. A very, very detailed town, and like there's all it's a elves fought a war against demon, and in retaliation the demon released a plague that basically turns people into zombies. Not zombies though, demons. Half mad, half starved, half demons, I guess. And which is why it's called the demon plague. And they managed to trap the demon. And then but in the process of trapping the demon, the elves died. And so then a group of dwarves came along and started digging into the ruins they found, and they released the demon, started another demon plague, and then they all died. Oh man, it's unlocked. And then the they all died, and then a human group came along, and they dug up stuff and released the demon plague, and then they all died, and now it's like 4,000 years after that, so it's like every 1,000 years. A new group is there, and I missed exactly what happened and why, but are there scrap parts? Should I be scrapping these for parts? Another demon decided to throw a comet at the area, and so the area was like, oh, another potato, was like frozen north along a frozen glacier, and the frozen glacier gets smashed and melted by the comet, and so there's only like 1 town left now, and it's being inundated by refugees who are fleeing not only the destruction of the entire valley, basically, but also the oncoming demon plague. And so it seemed like an interesting setting to me, anyways. So that is going to be the game that I am running. The other guy said he would have to think about it. Nice. Need those. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and start that in a couple weeks here on our Wednesday night game. So you'll be getting different groups, different campaigns when I talk about our D&D and how it went. All right, with that, be better than the small things. Yeah, be better than the small things, lean in the light. I will talk to you later.